question. What do Olympic athletes and successful business owners have in common? More than you might think. Today, I want to share 5 strategies from the Olympics that we can apply to our business as business owners. So I'm Heather Cameron, and I'm a bit of an Olympic junkie. For the past 2 weeks, I have watched a lot of Olympics. And it's funny because I actually don't watch sports outside of the Olympics, but I just love something about the atmosphere and how the athletes get there and how they perform always resonates with me, and it just excites me to watch them. So the first of the 5 that I want to talk about today is every Olympic athlete has a team of coaches who are experts in different things. And the thing that really reinforced it for me this time around was a lot of them talking about they had mindset coaches. And particularly with the Winter Olympics, where, an event is supposed to happen and then it gets canceled, which happened a couple of days because of the snow or the weather or the winds. And they work with mindset coaches to get up there and to deal with that and how to do that. So they have mindset coaches, they have nutritional experts, they have sports specific coaches, they have technical specialists. They have a whole team behind them to get them to the Olympics. Because let's face it, most athletes do not win an Olympic medal, but get them to the Olympics so they can be considered Olympians and get them to the point where they are ready to compete and win a medal. And guess what? Most of those coaches have not won a winter medal, have not won an Olympic medal. And I think that's really important to remember. They're not looking, these athletes and their teams are not looking for the person who has done it. They're looking for the person that can help them do it. And that's such an important differentiator. Just because someone has done something does not make them a good coach. And in the case of the Olympics, there's only a small amount of people who win Olympic medals, but there's lots of people who can help somebody win an Olympic medal. And I think this is so important because I see it so often, and this is a disservice that online business coaches do, is they're like, don't hire a coach unless that coach has done exactly what you want to do. Well, guess what? Most of the people who have done what you want to do may actually not be very good coaches. And so think about when you're looking for support or you're looking for people to help you, recognize that the person doesn't have to do or have done what you're looking to do. They have to be able to help somebody do it. And it's an important differentiation. And it's also part of the talent of looking for coaching. So I am a coach. I am also many other things. And when I talk about it, one of the things I'd like people to understand is that really good coaching is a skill. It's a learned skill. It's a natural talent. They have knowledge. They have studied. They're bringing that together. And sometimes a really good coach is somebody who has done what you're doing, but not always. And here's a personal example for me. I coached the CEO of a hospital very successfully and his leadership team. I have never worked in a hospital. I have never been a CEO of an organization that big, and I never will. But I had what he needed. And part of it was an outside perspective. Part of it was just an understanding of what was wrong with his team and how I could help them solve that. And I was talking with one of my clients on Monday, a couple of days ago, about this. And one of the things that she said is when she looks for a coach, she looks for a coach who can hold her accountable, can help her see the next step that she has to do in her business, who's there to support her and to help her solve her problems. When I look for a coach, I am not looking for a coach who's necessarily gone to a different level than I have. I'm looking for a coach who's structured their business and who's got the ability to see what I can't see for myself. And so when you're building your team, don't fall into the trap of don't hire a coach who hasn't done exactly that. Because what happens is also, I see a lot of people, and I hear this a lot from, clients who have worked with me. It's like, I bought so-and-so's course and I thought it would be the best in the world, but it wasn't because there was no support or limited support. And there was no help applying it to how I run my business. So put your hand up if that's happened to you. It's happened to me. I have bought courses that on paper and the sales were awesome, but when I landed in the course and I put out my money, there was no support. And what support there was tailored to you have to do it my way. Like, don't think outside the box, don't do it differently. You have to do it my way. And that doesn't help it apply to your business. And my core belief is you need to build a business that's uniquely you. You need to use good recommendations. You need to use structure, sound business structure, but you don't have to build a business to somebody else's model. So that's number one. Coaches, you need different coaches at different time in your business for different things. They don't have to have done what you're trying to achieve. They have to be able to help you do what you're trying to achieve. One of my clients said to me is Heather has a talent for breaking through my overwhelm and transforming my broad ideas in my business into specific manageable actions that help me serve my clients with ease. Right. So I don't, and her business was, in that particular case, her business was about building confidence in kids. I don't have kids. I know lots of kids, but her specific thing that she was looking for wasn't relevant to me. And what she was trying to build, I have built, but not in the way that she ended up building it. So recognize that when you're looking for a coach. That's my soapbox on that one because I could talk for a long time about this because I think it's a lot of misservice to people who are putting out their hard-earned money and not getting what they want because they're buying into this. That coach has already had to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And that's not true. If they have and they're great coaches, then yes. But if they have and they're terrible coaches and terrible teachers, be wary of that. So that's number one from the Olympics. You build a team of people who can help you get where you want to go. Doesn't matter if they've been there or not. It's not relevant. It's if they have the skill level to help you. Number two is Olympic athletes fail repeatedly on their way to the Olympics. Constantly. They're training, they're trying, they try something, it doesn't work out. They do it again. They try it, again, even during the Olympics, they fail. If you look at some of the Olympic sports, I really got into some of the snowboarding and freestyle skiing stuff. They have 3 tries to get to their highest score so that they can win. In the Summer Olympics, I remember listening to a woman high jump high jumper, sorry, speaking. And her comment was, she jumps until she fails. Ultimately, the winner is the only one who doesn't fail on the way, right? And so failure in the case of Olympic athletes, they're that's part of the process to get to the point where they can achieve their goals or they can get to the Olympics. So they don't get it right the first time or the second time or the 10th time. And as you watch them, they get up and they do it again. And that's what's so inspiring about it. I think that's why I like it. They get up, they do it again, and they keep going. And what else do? They cheer each other on. I was watching the snowboarding community and, people who are expected to win a gold or place high fell during all 3 of their tries. And guess what? They got up and they celebrated. If you looked at the men's figure skating, where the American who was like gonna win all the medals and had a terrible skate, he went to the person who won and said, "You deserve it, right? You deserve it. I'm here to cheer you on." And that is so important. We are not competing with all the other businesses out there. We are there to support each other and cheer each other on. So that's another lesson, which is that it's kind of 2 lessons in one, I agree. But, athletes fail repeatedly on their way to the Olympics, but they keep getting up and they keep going and they cheer each other on. So find your support team. Keep trying and recognize that if something didn't work the first time, you need to tweak it. You need to evaluate it and try it again and keep trying until you get it to the point that you want it to be. Sometimes you don't do it anymore. But most of the time, I see entrepreneurs try something new, shiny objects for syndrome in a way. They try something new, it didn't work the way they expected. So instead of looking at why it didn't work, they throw it out and they move on to something else. And they're constantly in this spin cycle. Third, you have to believe it's possible. Such a core thing. You have to believe it is possible for you to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve, because that belief is going to get you through those really tough nights. So when you think about the Olympians, it gets them through getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning to go and skate before they go to their full-time job and then come back and do something else, right? It's believing that it's possible. They strongly believed it's possible for them to win those medals. And that is the important thing, or to beat their own time, or to have their best score they've ever had. You have to believe it's possible that your business can succeed. So if you don't believe it's possible, you're always going to be holding yourself back. Number 4, don't let the past dictate your future. So just because something happened in a particular way in the past does not mean it's going to happen in that specific way in the future. Because you can tweak things, you can change things. In the business world, the environment around us is changing constantly as well. And so, it's so easy to say, well, I tried that 2 years ago and it didn't work. So why should I try it again? I have said that personally, and it's really easy to do that versus saying, okay, 2 years ago it didn't work and here's why. Here are the things that I can tweak and change, and now it is going to work. It's going to get better. I'm going to get better results. It doesn't mean the past does not equal the future, and it's important to catch ourselves when we tell ourselves that story because it truly is a story. And the last one, planning is essential. So athletes plan their day, they plan their practice, they plan how they are going to handle the stress of the Olympics. Like I can't imagine, I'm up at the top of a ski jump. I'm about to jump and do 5 or 6 flips. There's an audience looking at me. There are cameras on me from all over the world. There are people judging me, right? They plan how they're going to handle all of that. They plan their day, what they're going to eat, what they're going to do. So they put a plan in place. They are not winging it. Even, we think about freestyle skiing, they're pretty laid back, etc. They're not. They are, but they're also planning how they're going to do it. They're planning how they're going to handle the stress, what they're going to do. And in the case of, the snowboarders and the freestyle skiing this year, there were, I think it was the women's half pike. It was canceled like 3 days in a row because of the weather conditions. So they have to plan how they're going to manage that. Because that in itself, you're all geared up, you're ready, you feel physically ready, you've eaten the right food, you've done the right mindset exercises, and you're about to go to the ski slopes, and it's not going to happen. And then you do it again the next day, and it's not going to happen. By the third day, those delays could really start to affect you if they didn't have a plan in place. They plan how their equipment's going to be. Like, just think about all the planning that needs to go in for them to be successful. So planning is essential. And it's essential to think about the things you have to have in place and put them in place. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be there. So if you're putting out a new product or a new or if you're running um, a membership, if you are going to run a summit, you need to plan. It's part of what we do. And you can't just plan, and this is why I'm not a big fan of yearly plans. You can't just make a yearly plan and not look at it, because if you think about it, again, back to an athlete, if they made this big yearly plan and then they didn't actually break it down to much smaller entities, the likelihood of them actually achieving what they're going to achieve becomes very low. And so those are the 5 things. I could go more. Like I said, there's so many lessons in this, but those are the 5 lessons I wanted to talk about today. Number 1, you need multiple coaches and multiple supports at different times in your business, and they don't have to have achieved what you're looking for. They have to be able to help you achieve what you're looking for. Number 2 is you will fail. Things won't work out. Get up, move yourself, keep going, look at it, don't throw it away, figure out what you need to improve so that you can achieve the things that you want to do. And in that, look for a community that supports you. Number 3 is you have to believe it's possible. Number 4 is don't let the past dictate your future. And the last one is planning is essential. So I hope if you were like me and you were watching the Olympics that you enjoyed them, and that now that they're over, we can kind of focus that energy back towards our work. If you're interested in having discussions like this and going deeper on these, and you're a woman entrepreneur, please come and join the Bistro Bite. There's a link in the comments to come and join me. It's a session I run every Monday morning at 11 o'clock Eastern. And the intention is to have discussions like this. This is the discussion that we had on Monday. And we have discussions and we support each other. We create that community that cheers us on as we have the achievements that we want to make and move forward and set ourselves up for success each week. So thank you so much for listening. I am Heather Cameron, and I hope to connect with you soon in the future.